Well, hello. I am showing you this morning the wild dandelion greens and how I use them growing in my backyard here. This is about a 2-foot tall dandelion plant right here, and in back of me is a little patch of dandelion greens that I asked my husband not to mow down. Most of you will look at that and say, oh my goodness, when those things bloom, they're going to be blowing all over the yard. We'll have dandelion weeds everywhere. Well, I don't look at them as a weed. I look at them as a totally edible herbal plant that's good for us and taste good. And to me, they're not bitter. Now, I've heard them referred to as bitter greens and that, you know, they'll ruin your smoothie and so on. But I haven't found that to be the case. Kale is much stronger and more bitter in a smoothie than dandelion greens. And the blossoms are all totally edible as well. So this morning I just cut down, pretty much stripped down this plant, but I'm going to leave it because it has little flowers up here. It's going to continue to bloom and put out new blossoms. I left that on there because you want to leave enough leaves behind that it picks up all the nutrients from the sun, so it'll continue to bloom. But I've cut these and the top blossom out of it, and the flowers, of course, are totally edible as well. And I've already taken a small tray of them in the kitchen, and I'm going to go in there now and continue the video. Okay, so here we are back in the kitchen, and this is the larger dandelion leaves that I cut a little earlier, so they've been picked about 20 minutes, and then I decided to make this video, so I just left them laying here. Now, to put them in the refrigerator, I'm going to freeze the larger ones, and then I'm going to take the smaller ones and the blossoms, and I'm not going to pre-wash them. I'm going to bag them up in one of these Debbie Meyer green bags I'm sure you're all familiar with. And I'm going to wrap them up in a paper towel and put them down in there and refrigerate them. And I will use that amount up within 3 days, chopping them into a salad and putting them in the smoothies. Because we have a smoothie at least 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. So I vary it. When I have these on hand, I also have some aloe plants out there that I throw into a smoothie occasionally when I'm not too lazy to go out there and pick a stem off. Sometimes I pre-freeze the stems to have them ready too. But today it's all about dandelion greens. So these should be consumed within 3 days because they're very fragile and they'll go bad very quickly. When you see them turning black, getting little black edges and all, then they're shot, you know. But the ones that I'm going to put in the freezer, of course, they have to be pre-washed because you can't wash them after they're frozen. And so I've laid them out here on my little thin cotton fabric. You can put them on any dish towel or paper towels, whatever, after you wash them and let them dry. I have not washed these yet, so I will be washing them and patting them dry because they're worth it. And then I'll put those into a Ziploc bag and freeze them. A nice BPA-free Ziploc bag. So that's what we'll be doing today, and I'm just going to take these over to the sink now. Make you dizzy. Lay these down in there. Just turn on the light. And I'm just going to quickly rinse these off with cool water. Lay them over in the little drainer here, my little Dollar Tree drainer. You can tell I love things from the Dollar Tree. If you go a lot, yes, I love that little draining mat too. So, I mean, they're not like filthy down closer to the ground if you're picking them wild, you know, out of a park, or even just in the typical backyard, and they're close to the ground. they're of course going to be sandy, but be careful with them. They rinse off very easily. You would rarely see any kind of a little bug or aphids on there, because aphids don't like them. Most bugs don't like herbs. Nature's way of protecting them, I guess. So I just kind of sling a little of the water off of that. And then I will make you dizzy again and come over here and lay them out on my little mat. And my little mat is also from the Dollar Tree. This is thin cotton fabric. It's very large. It's about at least 3 feet. 3 feet by 3 feet wide. 100% cotton. Can't always find them there. I'll start sounding like I'm doing a Dollar Tree video on my great finds. So that's what you do, and you just pat them dry with some paper towels, like I say, and put them in your freezer, and they're good just like any other type of greens. No, you absolutely do not need to parboil them and all that kind of stuff. They keep very well in the freezer, and you're not going to leave them in there for long anyway. If you're using them, I would use these up from the freezer within 2 weeks, and then I'll pick me some more. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I touched on it earlier, how healthy these are. The main thing that they're loaded with is vitamin C. This is fresh, living vitamin C, people, that you're just passing by not picking the dandelions out of your yard. And they're very good for the liver, to detox the liver. You can find all this info, of course, by Googling it. So I hope that something here has been beneficial to you. I wanted to share this. And if you have any questions, just let me know.